Hi there, Simon from simonwoods.com. Welcome, I caught that one. Welcome to my wine relief videos. Today we're on the red wine selection that Majestic have got in their wine relief offer. With all of these things, 10% of the proceeds of all of these, from sales from all of these, up to Red Nose Day on, I think, March the 18th, and maybe beyond, who can tell, goes to wine relief. Stroke comic relief, depending on which side of the camera you're standing on. There were 6 red wines, and I have no idea. I think that a 6th was supposed to be here, but it's not. Okay, first one I've got, Domaine du Pêche Grom, Tempranillo, Van de Pey de Co. Don't know where Van de Pey de Co is, it'll be somewhere in southern France, but I do know that it's not all that normal to find Tempranillo in southern France. Yes, you find it in Spain. It's the main grape of Rioja, Ribera del Duero, Toro, and it gets over to the border, into Portugal, where it's known as Tinto Roriz or Aragonés, but yeah, not all that much of it in France. So let's give this a whirl and see what it's like. Well, it's got this young, vibrant, juicy character, almost as if someone squeezed something like blackcurrant fruit. No, not fruit pastels. Yeah, those blackcurrant fruit pastels. It's just like that. What I call a bouncy wine, almost Tigger-like. If I have a wine like that, that's the sort of wine. I don't know if you ever decant wine, but open a bottle of that at lunchtime, shove it in get a water jug or something. Chuck it in there, and then drink it that evening. And what will happen is it feels like it just needs to calm down, like go into a corner and just say, right, okay, just stay there until you can behave yourself, and it'll come out and it'll still be just as interesting, but all of those slightly gawky edges which it's showing now will just have calmed down. I think they've got both 2007 and 2008 of that in the wine relief offer. So maybe if you're in a Majestic, grab it, and they've got both. Grab a bottle of each and just see how they compare. Because I wouldn't be surprised if the 2007 has done that relaxing over that extra year it's had in bottle. But still tasty wine. Nice strawberry, herby, spice, and yeah, lots going on there. Let's see what the next. We're still in southern France with the next one. Domaine Les Yeux, Cuvée Le Sirius. Cuvée just means a blend. It's a nice French word that you want to put on and make your wine sound better than it is. Well, let's see. What's it? Oh, I know about this. Not very much, because it's all in label. Le Blanc Chardonnay, or Sauvignon Vermentino Muscat Blanc. So it doesn't really tell us. It says what they grow on the estate, but not what this wine is made from. Anyway, let's give it a whirl. Well, if I had to hazard a guess at what was in there, it smells like ripe Bordeaux. It's got this slightly tar-like meatiness, and it feels like Merlot that's gone really ripe and just ever so slightly gone raisiny. I don't know whether there's other grapes in there as well, but that's the feeling. Yeah, it feels like ripe Bordeaux. Yeah, and it's got this what I call a leafy freshness. You think of that smell of fresh tobacco, and a bit of fig, and then this juicy dark fruit, with ever so I say dry brown sugar. What I mean by that is there's a smell of brown sugar that's not sweet, and almost like molasses even. Yeah, dark treacle. I get a touch of that. It's tasty, and but one of the things that two things may be pointed out as being something from the south rather than from Bordeaux. First of all, there's that warmth. There's this warm, rounded, rich softness to the wine. And also there's this ever so slight touch of herbs, so you're getting this more of the southern herbiness coming through, and pretty tasty wine. First time I've tried that, and I like it a lot. Bordeaux without tears, if you want to call it that. Next one, Chateau de Pizay, Morgon. 2000. It doesn't say Beaujolais on the front label. Does it say Beaujolais anyway? No. So how is someone picking that up to know that it is Beaujolais? Well, Morgon is there's the Beaujolais hierarchy, It runs, but at the bottom there's bog standard Beaujolais, which there's rather a lot of, and some of it gets turned into Nouveau, and then Nouveau is basically young Beaujolais, so they release it on the third Thursday in November of the vintage. A tier up is Beaujolais Village, so there are some bits of Beaujolais that are more highly favoured. The vineyards are pointing in the right direction, the soil's a bit better, and then at the top of the tree there are about 10, well, there are 10 communes that can call themselves Cru, C-R-U, and they don't put the name Beaujolais on the label, they just put the name of the commune. So there are other ones, will be Fleury, Moulin à Vent, and this is Morgon. Morgon tends to be on that sturdy side. 2009, terrific vintage in Beaujolais. And it smells like it's going to be joyful, crunchy, lots of raspberries, fresh black currants, and you can almost hear them. You know when you crush some fruit and you hear it sort of go pop. There's that. You can hear the pop here. I mean, if you think of Beaujolais as being a light wine, well, a taste of this will prove to you that that's only one side of Beaujolais. This is firm, it's rich, it's chewy, it's got bags of fruit, it's still got that earthy freshness that Beaujolais should always have. It never goes overripe. I can't ever remember trying a Beaujolais that's gone onto that jammy side. Earthy freshness, lots and lots of power and flavour. It's bring on that plate, big honking place of charcuterie or some nice warm sausages, and with lots of studded with fat and garlic, and drink just a bit too much of that and wake up the following morning and need a strong coffee. We are in Bordeaux. I spoke about Bordeaux on the Les Yeux, or whatever it was called. We are Haute-Médoc, Chateau Caron-Saint-Gemme, and 2005. 2005 was a terrific vintage for Bordeaux. And what happens in the great vintages in Bordeaux is everything ripens as it should. Sometimes you get those vintages where the winemaker has had to really struggle to try and coax his wine into being attractive to drink. But in the good vintages, I stick my nose in there and it just smells of ripe Cabernet Sauvignon. There's this joyful, juicy blackcurrant cassis, a bit of cedar, cigar box, and it feels like it feels a young, a vigorous young wine, and one that's got one that's almost a bit of a crime to open now. It's so joyful, but it feels like loads and loads of potential. I might be wrong. Let's taste it. Earthy, chewy. You can feel some warmth, and you can feel some rich plummy fruit. But what's really nice about it is it's all melded together. It's not that sometimes you get wines that have got nice flavours, but they're not knitting together. Here, everything is in pretty nice harmony, and but it still feels a desperately young wine. That's what happens in the great vintages in Bordeaux. Sometimes the lesser vintages, they're the ones that you want to drink when, I mean, this is sort of 5.5 years old, but this feels like I should be getting it, pulling the cork on it when it's about 10 years old. But at 14 quid, especially when £1.40 of it is going to Wine Relief, if you're looking for something at a sensible price to shove away for another 5 years, that is a prime candidate. Shame I've had to open this bottle. I might be forced to drink it later. Okay, we've had 4 French wines. Let's finish over the border in Italy. We are on Barbera d'Alba, La Zoccolaio, Succulé, Lo Zoccolaio. I think Lo Zoccolaio is the estate, and Succulé is the name of the wine. It comes from a company called Villa Lanata. Oh, I love Italian wine, and it's weird. I mean, there's a small border separating France from Italy, but there's what I call an Italianity to Italian wine. I never think of French wine as being upfront and fruity, but compared with Italy almost has this slightly more savoury, more laid-back character. Things don't quite jump out and grab you as much, but there are layers, and they are worth getting beyond. I stick my nose in here, and there's this warm, earthy dustiness, and there's this succulent fruit, and there's this like velvety character. But in general, the wine is just saying to me, hey, relax, chill. I'm not quite ready. And it feels like, what time is it now? Oh, it's coming for 5 o'clock. I think that by 7 o'clock it will be ready. But at the moment it's just sort of going, hey, I'm not ready yet. And it can make Italian wine incredibly frustrating, but incredibly rewarding as well. So let's have a taste. Now, Barbera is known for producing immediate, forward, fruity, succulent wines. And it is fruity and it is succulent, but I don't know about forward. It just feels like, yeah, it just feels like, chill, we'll get there. What's Italian for manana? But there's this earthy spice, very savoury, juicy plum, berry, even a bit of rhubarb in there. I don't know where that came from, but and this savoury meatiness. I think that's absolutely delicious, and yeah, I think come 7 o'clock that might be the one I have a glass of, although it might be a toss-up between that and the Caron Saint-Gemme. Maybe I'm going to have a glass of each, but it's all for comic relief, so it's all worthwhile. See you soon.